Hey guys, welcome to your sort of weekly energy report for the week of April 12th through 18th. This is going to be a very short video. I actually recorded a full video earlier today, which I uploaded and then decided to take down. I then attempted to record this multiple times and was interrupted by a very annoying uh, noise interference in my environment. And then my flow just kind of got messed up. And I really feel as though it's Spirit's way of saying, look, you're not doing a traditional reading this week. You're going to keep it short and sweet and be guided by Spirit in whatever we want to have you talk about. And so, just to give you a brief overview of astrology, the new moon in Aries is today, actually exact as I record this. And, pay attention to what's going on in your life emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, professionally, whatever it may be. Because whatever it is actually giving you a little bit of a clue of what you will be working through and hopefully overcoming or growing from over the course of the year to come. That's sort of one of the magical things about the new moon in Aries is that it really does give us insight into that. Of course, at the same time, Mars and Jupiter are trining this week, which is amplifying faith and drive. So the combination of that very beautiful, harmonious aspect, I think, is really pushing the energy of the Aries new moon into a strong sense of purposefulness in that intentionality for the year to come. So make it clear to yourself and make it big and make it count. That's my advice to you from that energy. I will tell you that what is most complex this coming week is Pluto making square aspects with the Sun, the Moon, Venus. I don't know if that's everything, but in any case, um, Pluto is coming in to end any toxicity, anything that is that doesn't serve you any longer emotionally, spiritually, um, in your identity. So it's big because it starts on, the microcosmic level of the different parts of your life. You can compartmentalize all you want, but then when you get that sun square energy, it's like that's who you are, and your whole identity gets shifted by those things. So expect something big in that way. If you're on the lookout for it, you may be better prepared to navigate it and maybe even direct it. Um, I think that's pretty much it for the astrology. As I say, I'm keeping this very short. You may be shocked at how short this video is, unless I go off on a tangent. But I will emphasize this card has come out a couple of times. I didn't really know how to relate to it for you in this reading, but solitude. This is going to be a week where you may be struggling to actually find solitude, but you will definitely be in need of it. So again, self-care, making sure that you take the time to be alone, and the fact that we get adventures with that card really is speaking to what we do with our time alone. How can we be more inventive with ourselves in the way that we spend our time? Sometimes, we get so caught up in the notion of productivity. I was listening to a really brilliant old lecture by with Alan Watts earlier, And, essentially, with there being so many important points that he touched upon, one of the ones that stuck out for me the most was the idea that, you go to school to learn something that you enjoy learning about. And the reward from that is that you get to know, where you get to have access to the knowledge about the thing that you love, right? And of course, we live in this fucked up paradigm where, in fact, everybody looks at everything from the perspective that, you go to school to learn something so that it helps you to make money or to gain status. So the love behind that is not of the subject that you're learning, but of the end goal. And when we spend time with ourselves, that's where we really come into alignment again with the knowledge of what it is that drives us, the things that we love, and the adventures that represents. So let's pay attention to that in our alone time, and let's challenge ourselves. We also get truth. Again, it's maybe time for us to celebrate our truth, to stop looking at our truth as being a way of being shackled to the past, but instead to see our truth as being a reflection of the beauty of our journey and how we as individuals have emancipated ourselves from all of those shackles. And we stand in our truth now, regardless of what that does to the status quo, because the status quo doesn't really like truth that much, because the truth essentially cancels out the status quo and says it's time to evolve, it's time to move. We are organic beings. We always have to be evolving, shifting. We don't reach any point in our life where it's just like, I'm retired from having to do the work on myself. I'm retired from having to have a consciousness. I'm retired from having to be a participant in the world. That never happens. If you're breathing, you still have a body. That's not how you should be feeling. And if you're living that way, God help you. So find your truth. Hold on to your truth. Celebrate your truth. And don't let anybody else take your truth from you. I'm going to pull one Spirit Animal Oracle card, and then I'm going to pick just 3 tarot cards for the week to come, and then 1 Osho Zen tarot card. And then I shall be on my merry way and go work out my issues. Oh God, what's happening? Okay, I'm just going to take these 2 as they have like a sort of a direct message, and then there's one that's the second time that I pulled it, so I'm going to take it as being the actual truthful underlying energy of the week. But we did get these 2, came out face up when I dropped them. So set healthy boundaries and see the big picture. Let those just speak to you and you'll figure it out. But I will read Dragonfly Spirit. Truth transcends illusion. Okay, here goes. Dragonfly Spirit is here to remind you of the wisdom and truth available at all times in the hidden realms. Just as a dragonfly catches your eye with its reflective wings and body, Dragonfly Spirit appears to tell you to pay attention to the truth beyond the illusion and recognize the insights that come seemingly out of nowhere, peeking through from behind the veil. Oh, that's me. You don't want to see that. In the realm of spirit, there is far more. I'm very unprepared today, as you can see. Far more wisdom than you can perceive with your senses, and there is a deep knowing that you are not separate or alone, for a higher power recognizes you and loves you beyond measure. Fears dissipate as you realize that you are embraced by the nurturing force that is everywhere, always in communication with you. Alighting when you are preoccupied, Dragonfly Spirit offers this message. You exist in unity with all, including the protective spirits who share their wisdom, and you are being nudged along the path your soul needs to travel to have the experiences it craves. Love exists in many forms, and sometimes we overlook it when we don't recognize a particular form. Pay attention to the signs now. They remind you that each of us have inspired dreams seamlessly sewn into the fabric of the invisible world, and there is a great consciousness that exists in the seemingly empty spaces, guiding us on our journey. Open to the truth, letting the wisdom of the hidden realms inform you, providing insights your conscious mind overlooks. Did you really think this world of the senses is all there is? From the hidden mystical realms, signs are being sent to you, but perhaps you have perceived separation and convinced yourself that you are on your own. Have you fallen into spiritual amnesia and forgotten your connection to a living, loving, always supportive universe? If so, rub the sleep out of your eyes, for Dragonfly Spirit is here to remind you of all the love and support available to you in every moment. There is an organizing principle underlying the events you have experienced, and Dragonfly Spirit can help you to see and trust that Spirit has your back. Let go of the illusion of chaos and randomness. Love is here, so follow the signs that appear serendipitously. As you pay attention to the magic all around you, you will know you're on the right track. And I do actually know that I have experienced that recently. And I get thrown by toxic trauma from the past and by people that trigger that in me from my past. Sometimes we integrate pain and we integrate acceptance of people that cause us pain because we fear the separation, and mostly because we've been brainwashed, usually by those very same people, to think that we will have no value and that we will find ourselves alone without them. And we've been on this journey to self-nurturing and self-parenting, and so that doesn't fit. We're sovereign beings with spirituality to enjoy and be nourished by, and that is the truth. Your nourishment does not come from anywhere outside of yourself and spirit, so it's time to fully embrace that. Let go of the trauma bombs, the trauma triggers, just living the trauma, essentially. Okay, nice. Okay, so this is what we're getting for our energies this week. As I say, this is going to go by pretty quickly. We get our healing card again, Four of Swords. Time to go inwards. Time to do all that last bit of healing that you can consciously be aware of now as you observe your life. The healing is letting go of the poverty consciousness, of holding on to things from the past that don't serve you, thinking that there's nothing else out there for you. This does take us inwards into the hermit energy, but what does the hermit represent for us? That he carries that light. he is in servitude, or service, should I say, to the light. And he also carries it within. He carries his staff, his wand, his ace of wands. He's inspired by faith and knowing that the direction will always be shown to him by an all-loving universe. So it's a week for spiritual self-care and nurture above everything else. Because if we don't do that work this week, if we don't make that leap of faith out of the restrictiveness, we're doomed to relive this for this year to come. Well, I mean, you won't live just that, but you'll find yourself back in that place of constantly confronting poverty consciousness in everything that you do. And do you really want to go through that again? I mean, honestly, not only has it conditioned your whole life, no offense, but it's true, because we've all been on this journey together, and now we have the knowledge of the beauty of what life really is. It's like, we just don't need this anymore. So let this go. Heal, rest, take care of yourself. Focus on your spirituality. Give yourself that opportunity to see that light, to carry that light, and then you'll be able to go forth with it into love. And that is really what it's all about, right? All the noise, all the complications, it's just a distraction from the light. Okay. Our Osho Zen tarot card of the week is Innocence, number 19. The old man in this card radiates a childlike delight in the world. There is a sense of grace surrounding him, as if he is at home with himself and with what life has brought. He seems to be having a playful communication with the praying mantis on his finger, as if the two of them are the greatest friends. The pink flowers cascading around him represent a time of letting go, relaxation, and sweetness. They are a response to his presence, a reflection of his own qualities. The innocence that comes from a deep experience of life is childlike, but not childish. The innocence of children is beautiful, but ignorant. It will be replaced by mistrust and doubt as the child grows and learns that the world can be a dangerous and threatening place. But the innocence of a life lived fully has a quality of wisdom and acceptance of the ever-changing wonder of life. Zen says that if you drop knowledge, and within knowledge everything is included, your name, your identity, everything, because this has been given to you by others. If you drop all that has been given to you by others, you will have a totally different quality to your being, innocence. This will be a crucifixion of the persona, the personality, and there will be a resurrection of your innocence. You will become a child again, reborn. It's deep, it's intense, it's beautiful. Pay attention, take care of yourself, and I will see you probably with a longer reading next week. In the meantime, I wish you infinite blessings and enlightenment. Namaste.